Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Barry Metzger, Head of Trading and Education at Charles Schwab, to discuss the Charles Schwab Trader Sentiment Survey, which is a quarterly study that explores the outlooks, expectations, trading patterns, and perspectives of active traders at Charles Schwab and TD Ameritrade. Barry, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. Great to be here again.
All right, and as we look at the Q3 survey, what remains the top concern for traders, and which segment is experiencing the most significant dip in optimism?
Well, the headline is still inflation. It still has been the steady beat all year in 2022, even more so now amongst those that were surveyed. And certainly we're seeing it with our younger investors. They're trying to get a grip on what's happening in the marketplace. They haven't seen this sort of sustained bearish type of market. And so they're trying to take it all in, trying to understand what their move should be. Do they continue to sort of, keep the course, or should they make any changes to their portfolio? But clearly inflation is the biggest theme, and 90% of those surveyed expect a recession certainly this year, but they do think that the recession would be short-lived. So a little bit good news, bad news there. Certainly recession-minded, but feeling that it's going to be a short-lived duration.
How confident are traders in weathering the storm?
They're very confident. They don't love the storm. No one does, but they're not necessarily making huge changes to their portfolio. They're certainly taking their time and trying to be more tactful in terms of what positions they could change in their portfolio and potentially looking at other segments. But for the most part, those surveyed are absolutely staying the course, which is great to see. We don't want to see our clients make emotional changes. We don't want to see them do any knee-jerk reactions to the market conditions, but certainly we want to make sure that they're engaged, that they have all the tools at their fingertips to make sound investment decisions if they do want to change their portfolio.
What sectors are they most optimistic about? And more broadly, how do they feel about the different asset classes, including crypto?
Well, crypto isn't exactly what I would say first and foremost on their minds. In fact, crypto has definitely gone down in terms of interest. It's probably one of the lowest interest sectors that we've seen based on the survey results in Q3. But, our traders are looking for value. They see value in areas that they appreciated back in 2021, last year. They're looking for opportunities back in tech and back in healthcare and the financial sector. So even though there's lots of volatility, and even though there's bearish sentiment and potential recession.
So Barry, what trends can you discern from the survey over the past year?
So over the past year, we've definitely seen, in terms of our traders, they're still very much bearish based on last year, which much more bullish sentiment. But our traders are absolutely looking for value in these markets, and they see value in certain segments like healthcare and financials and tech. And these were great staples last year, but now they're still seeing that even this year, given the bearish conditions, given the possibility of a recession, they see opportunities and great prices in these sectors, and they're absolutely looking for those opportunities.
And finally, what are your thoughts from a macro perspective heading into the last few months of the year? What catalyst are you watching?
Well, it really is all about the Fed, right? I mean, what is the Fed going to do in terms of rate hikes? What percentages will it be? And it's what point do we start seeing that taper back and the Fed try to get their quote unquote soft landing? I mean, that is by far and away on the minds of, from a macro perspective, of our clients, and we're seeing that in the survey. So it's to be seen. If we can't get that soft landing, I think that'll be incredibly helpful. If not, and the Fed continues to raise rates, it could create more volatility for our clients, and they'll have to continue to navigate the waters as they did in 2022.
All right, Barry, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks, Joe.